You're tuned into NJ's leading outdoor channel,
where new videos will be posted weekly on hunting, fishing, how-tos, recipes, and much more about the outdoors. Please, click on that red subscribe button right there in the corner and the bell icon right next to it so you won't miss out on new content. Hi, Travis Maragliata from Team Buffalo Outdoors here. Tonight, we're going to be trying a 20-year-old bottle of wine. That's right, a 20-year-old bottle of homemade vino made by my father and grandfather back in the year 2000. This was their second year making this wine. And the type of wine is a red wine called zinfandel. It's actually a zinfandel mixed with alicante. And this has been stored in a basement on a wine rack for the past 20 years. We're gonna see if it's good or not. I'm excited. We're gonna do a little taste test. Usually the shelf life for a bottle of wine is about 20 years. So hopefully it's reached its pinnacle. Also, I have a little story to tell about the red wine, but first, as you see in the introduction, you saw this little Easter globe. It's a little snow globe, and it does chime that the music was coming from this. I won this. It was a jelly bean contest when I was about, I'm going to say seven years old, and it was in grade school, and we had the whole school had to guess these jelly beans. And I wound up, I believe I was like 2 or 3 off. I was the only one in this whole school that really was close. It's 212 jelly beans. I think I guessed 209. Anyways, this thing is, I got this around the same time. Ooh. I got this around the same time this wine was made. Maybe a couple years sooner. And yeah, so I do have an interesting story to tell about this homemade bottle of wine, because I was a part of the winemaking process. And part of that winemaking process, we got the grapes from Corrado's in Clifton, New Jersey. And I just remember, no, we did not use our feet. And I remember these big machines, and you put all the grapes in, and the machine would go, and it would juice all the grapes. You know, you pick all these grapes, and I'll tell you, these grapes were the sweetest grapes that I'd ever eat. And we'd come home with these big garbage cans with the contractor bags in them, and they'd hold the juice. And I just remember my job was to come home after school every day. And I remember this big long school. This big? No, this big. It was this big long white spoon. I'd come home, I'd have to, put up just a little bit and take a little sip. And I remember every little day, I guess as a kid, your taste buds aren't acclimated to I guess alcohol and stuff, and it's really sensitive to sweet, so it's like real sweet, and the next day is really sweet, and then the third day is kind of sweet, and then by the end of the week, when you taste the wine and the wine was getting ready to be bottled. So anyways, they would do this around September. So this probably was September of 2000, September of 1999, and they probably continue on with the winemaking process, bottle it and let the whole process ferment. I remember just the whole siphon trick with the suck through the tube, and there's these big 5-gallon jugs, and they'll have these little air tubes on top. And I remember that, and they'll just let the whole thing ferment for a few months, and usually around the Pro Bowl, they would bottle. Usually Pro Bowl was bottling day, And I just remember go downstairs and they have this big bottle, they pour in these bottles and there you go, they cork them. And my one last thing, my father was a big believer. He worked in wastewater treatment and was very against sulfites. And of course, sulfates would always occur naturally in the winemaking process, but in very, very so little term. And how he would make the wine he would just make it natural. He wouldn't put much additives to it. He let the grapes and the yeast. This is all natural. This is all natural wine. And so you want to talk about healthy, just about sulfite free wine. This is it. It's big in the health community nowadays. The sulfite free wine, and I'm assuming this is of low alcohol content too, because some people would, some winemakers, they'll try to jack up the ABV by either adding sugar and yeast to the process, or type of maybe molasses, anything type of sugar where the yeast could eat it, and the byproduct is the fermentation is the alcohol. So I believe this is a low alcohol type of wine. And we're gonna say sulfite free. That's the sulfites. Sulfates. So we're gonna go try it. We'll see. I'm gonna get the wine opener and we'll go from there.